Welcome. In this technology tutorial, we will discuss audio editing using a free tool from aviary.com. The first step is to navigate to the site aviary.com. Once you get here, you will need to click the button and sign up. It's a free service, but they do require that you have a login so that you can save the audio files that you create. So we'll click sign up. Now they give you an option to associate your account with pre-existing accounts that you might have. Feel free to do that if you so choose, but you can also just create a username and password for Aviary itself. So once you have entered in your desired credentials, click create your account. Once you do that, it'll automatically sign you in, and I'm going to log in right now. Great. As with many Web 2.0 sites, the icon changes here to show that I am logged in. Now what we're going to do is use Aviary's audio editor. Note that they have a number of tools here, different kinds of image editors, music creators, but we're just going to use their basic audio editor. They call this editor Mina, and we're going to click on Start a New Creation. A new window launches, and this is the Mina Audio Editor. Let's take a look around. We have some drop-down menus, which are pretty standard. Here we have some tracks. These act similar to layers in image editing, except these are sort of audio layers. We'll call them tracks. Down here at the bottom, we have some libraries of sounds that are provided by Aviary. There's a number of libraries: Quantum, Aviary, Rockbeat, SoundCloud. Each of those has a number of different sounds that you can utilize in your projects. Right here is a toggle for the library, and we're going to shift that off, and now you can see that we have all of our tracks available to us. So the first step is to save your project. That way you can go back and access it at a later time. So I'm going to hit save. Please use your name in the title, that way I can attribute it to you. Now there's a description and a tags area. Aviary is a social network where you can share your creations. I'm not requiring you to share anything that you do for this assignment, so I'm just going to skip that for now and say save as a new creation. Might take a moment. And you'll see the name that you chose reflected up here in the corner. You can save continually throughout the project by clicking the button Save. So the first part of the assignment is to record a short description, a message to me about what the possible topic is for your final online lesson. You could give me multiple topics that you're thinking about, and of course if you change your mind later in the semester, that's fine too. The first part of the technology assignment is to record your audio message. That's achieved by clicking the record button down here, and the audio recorder tool launches. Now the first step is to allow the Flash application to access your microphone. So we're going to click allow in this case, and we like that Flash always cues us to allow the player access to our microphone or our video camera, because we don't want rogue applications to access that without our knowledge. So click allow and then click close, and now you'll see that the recording levels are registering. You can increase the record volume a bit. Here's the start recording button. Once we click that, it'll take a few moments, and then you can start recording your message. This is your audio editing tutorial. Welcome, OLIT 483. And I click stop. It takes a few moments to render. It'll play right back.
This is your
So you can listen to the playback of the audio recorder. Once you feel satisfied, you can click Import to Project, and that will add it to the project. It gives you sort of a default name, but I'm going to change the name and I'm going to call it Message. Click Save. This might take a moment. And now we have our imported files automatically appears, and here's the file that we just recorded called Message. There's a toggle down here, similar to the library. It's imported. We can make the imported files go away, or we can see this bin where all of our files that we're using in our project are. To add an audio file to a track, you click on it, hold it down, and just drag it onto one of the tracks, which is what I'm going to do. Then I'm going to toggle the imported files closed so I can see the full track. Once I have audio on a track, this red playhead appears. This moves across the track, across time, and of course you can see the wave formation here of the audio wave. This is the sound right here. So we can use the play button down here. You can use the space bar as well if I click play. This is your audio editing tutorial. I can rewind, jump to the end of the track, jump to the beginning of the track using these play buttons down here. It's a good idea to save throughout. You might want to click Save. It always takes a few moments to save, but we'll be patient. Oftentimes you will get this notification queuing you for a mixdown. Mixdown in the Mina audio editor means to save it to MP3 format. We're not going to do it at this point yet. I'm just going to close this, but do remember to click Save. We'll mix down later in the project. So the first thing I want to do is edit my file a bit. Now you can see that I have 3 or 4 seconds of dead space before the audio comes on. So I'm going to click this little arrow at the start of the track, and that enables me to trim it by just pulling, and I can pull the track, and now I only have a little bit of dead space here. I can click on the file itself and move it back and forth along the track. I'm going to leave a couple seconds though, because I'm going to add some intro music. Now I can use the scroll down here. I'm going to trim the end the same way I trimmed the beginning. Now in most audio editors, you could put the playhead right in the middle of this file, this little piece of audio, and go to Edit and say Trim Clip to Selection. Now for some reason Mina at this point is not, Split Clip at Selection. If I clicked Split Clip at Selection in most audio editors like GarageBand or Pro Tools, it would create a split, and then I would have 2 files which I could move around. Right now mine is not enabling this, so we're going to have to find a workaround. Let me show you what that workaround is. To select just a portion of your message and make that editable on the timeline, I recorded 2 kind of different tracks. One is This is your audio editing tutorial, and the other is the Welcome OLIT 483. Now what I'm going to do is, the first section ends here. This is your audio editing tutorial. I'm going to end it right here at this dead space. I'm going to put my playhead there to help me remember where the end is. Then I'm going to go to the back of the file, and I'm just going to pull it right over the top of the recorded message, and this is the new end to my track. Now I only have this message. This is your audio editing tutorial. Now I'm going to go to my imported files again, and what I'm able to do is pull that file that I recorded before called message onto the timeline, and I can have two instances of it. So if I click this again, now note this is the second instance. This is your audio editing tutorial. Now I already have that piece, so what I want is the welcome message. I'm going to grab the beginning of that track and just trim out the first part, pull it over. Welcome, OLIT 483. And I'm going to kind of make that small. Now, if I pull this over, note that I have two different files, or two different bits of audio in two pieces. So what we achieved was the same action as if I had split that one file into two files. I just had to use two files from my imported section. So it's a problem with this audio editor, but hey, we like it. It's free. It's available online. It works cross-platform, and we can access it at any time. There's the point where I'm going to click Save again. Here's that message again. Of course, if you uncheck this and click it, we probably won't see that again. Now's a good time to look at some of the tools. Here is a zoom in, zoom out. If I zoom out on my timeline, note that I get the two chunks that I edited on my same track, so it's a little easier to see it. I can zoom in if I'm looking for a specific spot that I want to edit, but I'm going to zoom back out. An organizational tool is I can rename a track. I'm going to call this one Message, because that's going to be my message track, and I'll probably put my music on track 2. Now I can pull a chunk of audio across tracks. So maybe I'll pull this chunk down here. This is the welcome part, and then this is the audio tutorial part. So let's reorder those and give that a listen. Welcome, OLIT 483. This is your audio editing tutorial. So by splitting them in two pieces, I was able to reorder them from the original order that I recorded them in. And I can rename this Welcome, that way I can keep these two straight. Once again, I'll hit Save. And that pretty much satisfies the first part of the assignment, which is to record the message. You'll be recording just a quick message to me, a minute or two, telling me what the topic of your online lesson is going to be. Okay, this is the end of part 1 of the audio editing tutorial. Please go to the table of content in module 3 and click part 2 of the audio editing tutorial to finish it up.